Hey, welcome everybody. This is Joshua and James with Dynamic Specialties Group, and we're back again with our Salesforce Back to Basics. Now, this series is really designed for the end user who has to be in Salesforce day in and day out. There's a lot of really valuable functionality right out of the box for Salesforce that is often overlooked or thought of to be just simple and not worth paying attention to. And one of those is list views. List views can be really powerful in helping you find the data that you most frequently work with easily and readily available inside those list view views for you, I guess, for lack of a better term. And so, as usual, rather than me talking more about it, how about I turn it over to James here so he can walk you through, give you a little bit of a demo and some ideas on how you can use Salesforce a little bit better today rather than having to hire a developer. All right, James, take it away, sir.
Thanks, Josh. Alrighty. So yeah, as Josh said, we're going to be going over list views today. And as I usually always start all my demos from the homepage, so I can show you how to navigate from the homepage to wherever we're going. Today's pretty easy. We're just going to be working in the opportunities list views. So to get to opportunities, we're in the sales console at the homepage. Click the down caret for the drop down menu, and we'll go to the opportunities list. So in our demo org, the default list is recently viewed, which really doesn't give you very much control in it. As you can see, all of our controls are grayed out. However, if you want to change the default list, or if you want to change list views, you just come up here to where it says recently viewed and hit the drop down caret. And it opens up all these list views. A lot of these have been created by default by Salesforce, so they'll be in most orgs. But today I'm just going to show you the all opportunities. And you can see now when I click over here, we all of a sudden have a lot more capability in the list view control because we're on an actual list view and not just the recently viewed list view. Oh, that's a lot of views. Uh, so in all opportunities, we're able to set filters. Well, in every list view except recently viewed, we're able to set filters. And doing this is great for just like on the fly. Hey, I need to see X amount of types of opportunities. However, if you have permissions to change list views and you were to add a filter into this and add the filter and click save, that would change all opportunities list view for every user in Salesforce, which I've come into a few orgs where all opportunities has been changed because people modify fields from the all opportunities list view. So today we're really going to focus on how you can build your own list views so that you don't need to create filters and mess up with the all list view. So
And real quick here, folks, this is worth noting. If you're in a list view and you can't find the records that should be there, take a gander at the filters. Somebody may have added something, added a filter to it, saved it, and walked away without remembering to set it. So if you can't find the records you're looking for, your list view doesn't look just right, be sure to peek in those filters. All right, James,
thanks.
thanks.
Yeah, that's perfect. so so we're going to go ahead and create our own list view. And just for our example today, I'm going to create a list view that shows me all of my opportunities that I'm going to call high chance opportunities over 100,000. So this to create the new list, we'll go to the gear icon up in the top right corner and click new. And we'll give our list view a name. So let's see here. My high chance opportunities over 100K. So then it automatically fills that in. And here we can set who sees this view. However, I just want myself to be able to see this. So I'm going to just click only I can see this view. You could check all users can see this view or share it with users or groups. But today we're just going to go into only I can see this view. So click save. And that pretty much just creates the same list view as all, because it has no filters on it, except it's already set it to my opportunities. But that's actually our first filter. Is I was going to come in here and set filter by my opportunities. So to change this filter, you just click on it and go my opportunities, click done. And now we also want to filter out all of my opportunities that are 100,000 or more, where the amount is 100,000 or more. So we'll click add filter. And we're going to try and find amounts at the top. That's easy. And our operator is, so this would be like equals to, greater than, or equal to. So we're looking for greater than or equal to. and then 100,000. And something I actually just learned a little bit ago. If you were to put a comma here, it messes with it. So just for the value, just put 100,000 without commas or dollar signs. Click done. And then we'll add another filter where to get our high chance opportunities, we want to set the probability greater than 50. Let me clear out that real quick. So we'll find probability here, and we want greater than or equal to 50. We'll click done. And notice how nothing's changing in the list view. That's because we have to click save. And now this gives me all of my opportunities that are greater than 100,000 in the amount and also at a higher probability than 50. But we can't see the probability. We do want to see the probability, but we can't right now. So let's exit out of our filters, and I'll show you how to change the fields that can be displayed in the list view, or the columns that can be displayed, sorry. So select fields to display, which changes the columns up here. And we'll go ahead and clear out the opportunity owner alias because we know that it's us since it's set to my opportunities. We want to see the amount. We're not really concerned with the close date, and everything else looks good, but we also want the probability. So let's dig down here and find probability percentage. Click save. And our probabilities right here, our amount, our stage, and our account name and opportunity name. So we built ourselves a quick little list view here. It really didn't take very long, but this is pretty useful because if I say if for some reason I need to focus on just my high chance opportunities that are going to score the company a lot of money, this is a good way for me to come in and click my high chance opportunities over 100K, and we've got that there. So that's a pretty cool way to filter out records. And there's just a few more things I want to show you about list views that are pretty useful. The first one being the charts. So we went over reports and dashboards before, and you can use charts in reports, which really make data digestible. Well, you can also use charts in list views. So up in the top right corner again, we'll click Show Charts. And it has 3 charts that it's already made for us: pipeline by stage, pipeline by fiscal period, and pipeline by amount or by account. And as we can see, it chunks our data up in different metrics each time, or by different groupings. So, however, if we want to create our own, we can create our own by coming down here to this gear icon, clicking New Chart. And now I want to create an opportunities by stage chart so I can see how many opportunities are in each stage in a chart really quickly. So go this opportunity stage. And let's leave it as a horizontal bar chart. We want our aggregate to be count so that it shows us how many per stage it is instead of a number. But you could use, like, some would show us the amount, or like if we were to use our aggregate field as amount and show sum, it would show us all of the opportunities summed into each field or into each category. And then our grouping field will be stage right there. We'll click save. And now we can see how many opportunities per stage that we have. Pretty useful, kind of nice just to have it on the side. And then the last thing I want to show you is something that I thought was pretty cool when I was learning about list views. It's called Kanban. And it's just another way to see data in a different view than you would see here. Just kind of like charts. Salesforce is always all about making data digestible. So
Right. And in the Kanban view, some of you who might be more familiar with Agile have heard the Kanban view before, in Jira and so forth, where we move tickets along from area to area, and that's what it's doing here. It's grouping your data in larger buckets. Now, James, if you don't mind, I want to hop in here real quick.
Oh, sure.
When you were doing the list views with the chart, it began to look an awful lot like a report. And from my experience in consulting, I know a lot of people have been pretty frustrated at the difference between a list view and a report. And sometimes, as an end user, it's hard to tell the difference because honestly, uh, it looks pretty similar. And I'd like to make the differentiation here that some folks miss without the experience is that in our list views, you're actually working with the data record. So each line that you're viewing is a single record, is a data entry that you can edit. You can open that data entry, you can make edits to it. However, when we're doing it over in a report, we're reporting on the data entry. And while you may be able to click on a hyperlink or a link that takes you to a record out of a report in Salesforce, you're not actually working with the data and you can't do the inline editing. Where here in list views, we can do inline editing where you can actually make modifications to the data record right here on this screen. And James, can you show us real quick how to do the inline editing there?
Yeah, certainly. So inline editing is actually just right back at the top right corner. It's a little pencil. And we'll see if it lets us do this because for inline editing to work, you have to be filtering by a single record type. So it does
And
appear
that's a
to let
good
us
point
work.
to bring up.
Yeah, the pencil will be grayed out, and you'll have to sit there and wonder why can't I do that? It's because there's multiple record types in your list view. But right now we only have one record type in this list view, so we're able to click on it, and you can see it's opened up these fields so that I can click the pencil on these fields, and I can change. So, for instance, right here on our top record, I'm able to change the stage of this over to say value proposition. And then I could click save and it's automatically updated that one for me. It's pretty cool. You can also do mass inline edit, which is a pretty nice feature. Not certain I have anything on here that I can mass inline edit actually. Maybe I can. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I can change all of these, right? I'm not going to because it'll mess with the list view at the moment, but we can change all of these records to value proposition or any other thing we might need to mass inline edit, which is nice. So,
And I find
yeah.
this really valuable in like our time entries, right? For our company, for Dynamic Specialist Group, we use Salesforce for everything. It is our central hub. Our time and attendance is kept in there, as well as our sales data and so forth. And so when I have to go through and do the weekly or biweekly time and attendance, I can actually go and make I edit my any edits that I need to in bulk edits right here in the list view. I can gather all the data, take a quick gander at it, and make my edits right there. It's super convenient. So for being an out of the box piece of functionality from Salesforce, list views can be exceptionally powerful when you take the time to learn how to leverage them fully. Now, James, is there anything else that I jumped in and cut you off before you had a chance to present, sir?
Just going to show the Kanban or Kanban view.
Heck yeah,
uh,
go for it.
so to change to Kanban view, we come up here to this little, it looks like a chart right here. Click the drop down and Kanban. And it already has it set up for us. Most commonly, I see this done by stage, so you can see the individual records again by the stage. In this case, the stage the opportunity is in. So we have our records here that are in value proposition, records here that are in proposal and price quoting, and so on and so forth. And it's still filtered by our high chance opportunities over 100,000. And now the last thing to show you about Kanban is we can move records from stage to stage, which is, I think, is pretty cool. So we want to move this one back to identifying decision makers. It automatically moves it for us. And we can do the same thing with that one. And we can just move them all around. It's a pretty convenient way to change the stages of multiple records. So if you're working with a whole bunch of different opportunities and you need to be making quick changes, instead of clicking down into each record, having to find the stage pick list, we can just do it right here from the list view. So that's all I have for list views. So back to you, Josh.
Thanks, James. And I'm sorry for jumping in and cutting you off before I
Oh.
got to show off the Kanban. I got excited when I heard some agile terminology there. So, well, thanks for your time today, James. And I'm really excited because I think we're going to come back and show some automation that you've been building for one of our new clients here next. What is it next week? We're going to jump in and show that next Thursday.
Yeah,
So
yeah, next week.
uh, I look forward to having everybody back. We'll put an intro out on that. So we'll get that out shortly. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much. Again, Salesforce can be super powerful right out of the box. You don't always need to go out and get a consultancy to help you figure it out. You don't always need, and in fact, frequently you don't need developers to be able to build some automation into your Salesforce org. So please take the time to view some of our other videos that could show you some baseline out of the box functionality and help you get started being a bit more of a power user in your own Salesforce org. And if we can be of any assistance, we're always happy to jump in and help you out. We have our $75 as needed admin service, which has no obligation, no contracts. It's meant to take some of that, some of the low hanging fruit off of your plate, give you a little bit of relief, and give an opportunity for us to get to know each other. So if we can help you out, feel free to look us up at Dynamic Specialties Group on the website at dynaspecgroup.com. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're all over the place. We're in the social medias there. So we look forward to seeing you. And if we can be of any service to you, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you and have a great day.